Hi, my name is Tailor Ballard, and I'm doing my presentation on how urbanization affects animal genetic diversity. My primary article title is What Does Urbanization Actually Mean? A Framework for Urban Metrics in Wildlife Research. And my secondary article title is City Sicker, a meta-analysis of wildlife health and urbanization. All around the world for many years, many animals' genetic diversity has been affected by human urban lands. Urban lands include its location, property, space, immobility, and the destructiveness caused while building. A lot of people ask, what is genetic diversity? Well, genetic diversity is the variation in the amount of genetic information within and among individuals of a population, a species, an assemblage, or a community. A lot of people also ask, what is urbanization? Urbanization is the process of making an area more urban, with the chance of chasing animals away from their homes, and obviously the chance is a lot higher than lower. In the article, they did a phylogenetic meta-analysis where 516 wildlife health records were recorded between health metrics of animals between urban and non-urban populations. The scientists followed a health metric containing toxicants, parasitism, the animal's body condition, and their level of stress. The information that was gathered was all between herpetofaunas, birds, fish, invertebrates, and mammals. In the image below, there is a section A and a section B. As you can see in section A, the key on the bottom, actually, the different colors and different shapes represent a different animal. And as you could see, it also shows that like the more darker areas are where there are more humans. And in section A, you could see that a lot of the animals are in a lot of the white area, meaning there aren't many humans there because they had probably migrated from a heavy human population to a non-heavy human population because they kind of got chased out of their own living space that they already had. This graph here shows the x-axis labeled year and the y-axis labeled urban population in billions. The different colors represent different continents. This graph really interested me because you could just see the correlation as the years go on, and so does the population. So obviously you can imagine how many animals are being disrupted by people. The overall effect on wildlife due to urbanization. Overall, when people decide to move into areas with high population of wildlife, it really disturbs the animals to the point that they feel harmed or that they can't contain shelter in the area anymore. When the wildlife realize that people are invading their area, they will start to migrate to another area and eventually get kicked out of that area because of more things being built up. If the animals were to stay in the home space, we can then expect them to be affected by many toxicants, stress, etc., side effects relating to the study, which can be very bad for them. As urban areas begin to interrupt wildlife, we could also expect their population to decrease because of the continuous amount of buildings being put up, causing them to split up. Also, if a certain wildlife population is decreasing, you could expect their predator population to be decreasing as well, and so on. Here is a picture from the article, and it's a white ibis in a pond with litter floating around in the pond, which is very toxic and it's a very toxic living space for the wildlife, and it's not good for them to be living with trash in their everyday pond. Here's my credits page, and here are my references. The first two are from the articles, and then the last are pictures and fact citations. And here is the references continued.